Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd play something a little bit different. I've got a few things on the go at the moment, on top of, the usual stuff that I do. One of them is that I'm playing a John Tiller war game with someone multiplayer, and that's going to take up a lot of time. I've also still got my Shadow Empire multiplayer game going on, but that's kind of going a bit slow at the moment. So I've taken on. I'm not playing Dominions right now, and so yeah, I thought I'd take on a war game. But the thing is, that game needs to be very well advanced before I can start posting any content. Now I'm hoping to play, a turn every day, and it's a long game. But I think, it's going to be done maybe 3 or 4 months. So I'm probably going to start putting it up as it's starting to wind up. Okay. Yeah. In the meantime, I thought I'd play something different. This is a really, really old game from 1984. So it's really old. This is a remake that came out in 2012, I think. It's got a bit of an interesting story behind it, the development of this remake. In fact, the whole thing is really interesting. I'm not going to talk too much about this. What I am going to do is, if you're interested in the backstory of this game, go to thelordsofmidnight.com and go and check out the blog. And I think it's Chris Wilde is the developer who worked with the original developer Mike Singleton to kind of bring this game back to, I think this was originally made for Apple iPhone. So this is basically a ZX Spectrum game, and I didn't play this first time round, and it's like one of the best games ever made, and I don't say that lightly. Okay, I came to this more recently, and I've looked at it with non-nostalgic. I mean, I always get some nostalgia for the ZX Spectrum because that was my first computer when I was a kid in the 80s. But this came out a couple of years before I was starting to game, and yeah, it's interesting. So what is it? It's a cross between a war game and an RPG. It's kind of like a first-person war game, if that makes sense. It's really odd, but it's got such an interesting concept behind it. The other thing that's really, really crazy about this game is... Let me just delete my old game saves. The other thing that's really interesting about this game is it was revolutionary with regards to technology. And I think it's difficult to understand how poor, how kind of basic computer technology was in 1984. So again, go and read the blog if you're interested to learn about all of that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this game. I was really struggling to record this, but it's got a really nice little intro screen where it gives, in memory of Mike Singleton, who he actually died during the development of this remake, which is really sad. He wasn't very well, and so this is kind of like a bit of a, this is kind of his legacy, really, I guess. Anyway, so this is a bit of an odd game. Now, let me show you. I think the best way to approach this is to kind of talk about the map. So this is the map of the game. It's very much like Lord of the Rings. The story is kind of like Lord of the Rings. This is a better Lord of the Rings game than any other Lord of the Rings game that's out there, okay? Because let me just try to describe it quickly without rambling. So this is the world of Midnight. You've got a bunch of lords who are the Lords of Midnight, the eponymous Lords of Midnight, and they reside in these citadels, and these are like the good guys. These are called the Fair, okay? And or the Free, that's right, they're the Free. Now, you've also got elves who live in the forest. They're called the Fae in this. So you've got the Fae who live in the forests, and you've got the sort of lords who I assume are human in this kind of part of the map. And in the north part of the map, you've got the Witch King. And the Witch King lives in the citadel of Uzgarak, and he's got the Tower of Doom here. This, as you can see, this kind of looks a little bit like Mordor, and it's kind of the same sort of vibe, right? So the lands of Midnight are locked in a perpetual winter, so everywhere is snowy, and I forget the name of the Witch King. We'll just call him the Witch King for now on. I think it's Doomdark. That was right. So Doomdark, the Witch King, becomes most powerful on midwinter. So when midwinter hits, which the winter solstice, which is now, he begins to send his armies out to overtake all the lands of the Free and the Fae. And we've got some kind of like barbarian type dudes, like kind of I don't know what you call them, but they've got another they've got another kind of like faction basically who are around here. Utag, Kumar. These are kind of like, you know, kind of Eastern barbarian types. I think that's kind of what they're supposed to be. So you start in the Tower of Moon, and you've got 4 characters, and it's very much like the Lord of the Rings. You have a character who is immune to the effects of the ice crown that this guy uses, that the Witch King uses, and the ice crown gives this cold fear, and it spreads the fear across the world. But you have so the character is called, let me just remind myself of him again. It's Morkin. So it's this dude. So this is Morkin. Morkin is immune to the ice fear, okay? And he has been given the task to destroy the ice crown. And by destroying the ice crown, that will give the people of the world, your armies, a chance to actually win. Okay. So Morkin needs to kind of go off on an adventure and figure out how it is that he's going to get to the Tower of Doom, steal the ice crown, and then he's got to find a way to destroy it. And all the while, Doomdark is sending his armies out, and you have a bunch of you've got some other characters who can go around and recruit other lords, and those lords will use their armies to try to fight back against this massive army that's coming in. But very much like in, you know, in the Lord of the Rings, Sauron's armies are just kind of too big to beat, and he uses fear. That's his main tool. So the ice fear is the main tool that he uses. So the way to win the game is twofold. You've got 2 ways. Really, you've got 2 ways to play the game, or 3 ways. One way is that you can just play it purely as an adventure game, and you can just guide Morkin around and try to, you know, go on an adventure to try to destroy the ice crown. That's cool. That's the quickest way to win the game. It's quite a basic game in that respect if you play it like that. And then the age of the game very much does show. The other way to play it is to play it as a war game, where you have to, you know, move your generals around and try to counter Doomdark's armies as they come in. Doomdark has got overwhelming power, and Doomdark's victory conditions are that he has to kill Morkin, and he's either got to take the Citadel of Zagdarith here, which is the main citadel of the you know, the free folk, or the free people, or he's got to kill Luxor, and Luxor is, let me just show you him. So Luxor is here. He's the Moon Prince. Now Luxor is Morkin's father. There's a bit of a story to it. So Luxor he's been given this thing called the Moon Ring, I think, and the Moon Ring makes him immune to the effects of the ice fear as well. So when he's supporting other armies, basically the armies that are around him, the other characters, don't get affected quite so badly by the ice fear. Now there's another catch to it as well. The ice fear can only be used in certain areas. So Doomdark can either focus it very, very, like, kind of generally across the whole world, or you can focus it in one area. And the closer that Morkin gets towards the ice crown itself, the more the ice crown's kind of got a personality, and it starts to protect itself by projecting the ice fear at Morkin, but it doesn't realize that Morkin's immune to it. So really, the closer you get to the goal with Morkin, the less the ice fear will affect your troops. It's very much like in the Lord of the Rings, when, you know, they send off Frodo and Sam into Mount Doom, and Aragorn kind of, you know, just he makes this kind of play on Mordor in order to give them time to get in. It's basically the same thing. This is kind of it's a bit of a Lord of the Rings ripoff, but like I say, if you ignore that, it is a really cool game. It's really, really interesting. There's various ways that you can destroy the ice crown, but anyway, I'm not going to talk too much longer. Let's just kind of get into it, and we'll explain how the game works as we go. I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. So we start with 4 characters. We got Rothron the Wise. This is like not Gandalf, okay. And what we want to do with Rothron, he can't recruit any troops himself, but you can use him to go across the map and kind of wake up some of the other leaders. Now, the strategy for the game is, I think, and I've never won it, by the way, so we're going to be kind of exploring this one together, but you really want to be trying to get as many of the troops as possible and the other lords as possible, so that you can kind of mount a defense of the Citadel of Zagdarith down here. But there are other things that you can do. And meanwhile, you know, try to get Morkith to go and grab the crown, and then unlock some of the other events that you need to unlock in order to be able to destroy it. So anyway, what we're going to do first with Rothron the Wise, I think we want to send him... I'm going to play this as if I don't know anything about it, okay? So I've got my little notepad here. So we're going to send the wizard, and he's going to go to these towers, and these towers will give you information. It's not always the most useful information, but some of the most critical information in the game is unlocked through it. So that's the first move we're going to make. We're going to move Rothron. Now, this is a kind of first-person game, and you can move in any of the 8 compass directions, right? And it's really cool, because you can basically see stuff in the distance. This is why this game was so revolutionary at the time. It was almost like a prototype VR game in an era when there just wasn't graphics like this. It looks very, very basic by today's standards, but you'll come to appreciate the scope of the game. It's very, very big. We've got 2 different kinds of maps. This is the main map that just gives us an overall idea of where everything is. We've also got this map, which is kind of unveils the fog of war as people start to move. You can also select your characters from here too. So anyway, we're going to start off with Rothron, and Rothron is just going to go northeast, because what we want to do, I think we're actually going to go east. We just close this map. We want to get to the city, the citadel of Shemaril here, and the Plains of Blood. This is where the Plains of Blood is where most of the battles have happened in the past, right? So there are lots of forts around here where we can recruit troops, but we need to get to them quick, because right at the start of the game, Doomdark will send armies, and he will come down here, like round these mountains here, and he will send them down this way towards the citadel of Marikith here, and he starts bringing them this way too. So he kind of brings them out of his kind of domain. He avoids these forests here, and he kind of comes down this way. So you've got to be a bit careful. Like, you might be tempted to try to sneak Morkith up this way and into the Tower of Doom. You can do that. It's not that easy unless you know what you're doing. So we're gonna play it a little bit differently. We're probably going to go for the strategy game victory if we can. All right, Rothron is going to go east then. So we're just going to use the keyboard controls here. You can also use the mouse as well to kind of move it like this. Now, every time you move, you use an hour of the day in a plane. But when you start moving into forests like this, you're going to start using more time. Now, once we've got some horses in front of us, at any point you can just kind of look around, see where you are, and you can see here, look, we've got a fort in the distance, we've got like an obelisk here, there's a village, and there's another fort. This was mind-blowing stuff in 1984, by the way, and these graphics are almost exactly the same. All they've done is made them a little bit more high definition, but they're pretty much the same as they were on the Spectrum and the Commodore 64 versions. Anyway, we want to carry on east, and I think actually we might go around these. Let's just have a look at the map. So, like, Rothron's now moved out, and you can see we're heading towards the Plain of Blood. I think we're going to go to the northeast and see if we can get a character as quickly as possible. Now, night has fallen for him. That means it's the end of his turn. He can't do anything else now, pretty much, other than hide. And you do want to do that. So he's going to hide, because if he doesn't, and an enemy army walks into him, he's going to get wiped out. Okay, let's go to the other characters. Next we're going to move, I think we'll move Corleth. This is an elf, and this guy, he's the Fae. He's one of the Fae. He can move quickly through the woods. The other thing that he can do is the other troops, or the other lords, aren't able to recruit the other Fae, I don't think, apart from, I might be wrong here, Luxor might be able to do it. But anyway, Corleth and Luxor, I think, are the only 2 who can recruit the other Fae. So what we want to do is we're going to send this guy over to the Forest of Thrall, because there's a guy in there that we want to get. And I told you I'd try not to use too much pre-made info, but sorry, pre-learned info. But you have to have a bit of a plan. And then we're going to send him off to the forest of Dreggrim here, and there's another elf faction there that we want to try to recover. We need as many troops as we can, and the Fae are pretty cool because they can move quite quickly in the forest. There's not many of them though, and not many of them will join you either. Okay, let's get back to the game. So we're going to move this guy to the east. We'll go again. We're going to follow the way that we went with Rothron. Rothron actually went up here. We're going to go straight across, and we're going to try to get to Shemaril as quickly as we can. Again, we're going to have this guy hide. Okay. Next we're going to move Morkin. Now, Morkin cannot hide, and he can't really fight very well. He's quite weak. He's supposed to be quite young in the story. He's like a sort of squire age, so he's sort of a teenager or a late teenager. So yeah, you can send him forwards. I think what we're going to do with Morkin is we're going to go and explore some of the area around us without getting, without taking too many risks. So he's going to go to the north, which is the way that he's facing now. Now there's wolves here. So what this means is when there's wolves in front of you, it's actually the next square onwards that those wolves will be kind of facing at. By the way, if you're looking at this and going, what the hell is this goddamn game? Don't worry. If you're a strategy game fan, bear with it. It's pretty cool, and you'll see why. It has some really cool strategy in it. Okay, so we've got these Skrulkin things. These are like your orcs or goblins. There to that side. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go through the wolves. Now, I'm pretty sure Morkin can kill these wolves. Okay, there we go. He slew the wolves. 4 hours of the day remain, and Morkin is utterly invigorated. That means he's like he's healthy and he's got loads of energy. The ice sphere is quite cold. Morkin is utterly bold. He's carrying nothing. Right, Morkin's feet start to move into an area of the map where the ice is starting to kick in. So we started at the Tower of the Moon, remember? But Morkin's now heading kind of further north. Now, I don't think these guys are feeling the colds quite so well. Yeah, the ice sphere is very mild. So I don't know if... I think what it is in the story... Doomdark, the Witch King, can detect Luxor, the moon prince, all the time. So you've got to be careful with him when you move him, because the Witch King's always... The AI can always see where he is. The others he can't, unless he's got an army nearby. So there's a lot of strategy in hiding your armies when you see incoming armies. But Luxor himself, the main character, he really cannot be... you can't hide him. So you've got to use him carefully. Morkim, on the other hand, can hide. But like I say, he's not very strong. Okay, night's fallen for him. There's some weird temporal issues with this game as well. Like if you get to a new character by the fall of night and then activate them, then it's the start of their day. And then you can kind of go and move them a whole day's worth of movement as well. It's a bit strange, but yeah, we can forgive it for the time. The game design is remarkable, even though it's got a few little flaws like that. Okay, looks on the Moon Prince. I think what we're going to do with him is we're going to send him down to the south. So let's just bring the map back up again. I want to send him down to the Citadel of Guard here. There's quite a strong lord down here. And we can also go to the Tower of Elenil, and we can see if we can get some information there. There'll be some forts down here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him this way, kind of through the mountains, through the Forest of Thimrath here, and we're going to pick up a few lords, and we'll head towards the Citadel of Zajikith and try to get that activated. By the time he gets down there, Doomdark is going to be well down towards kind of the Citadel of Shimmerel at least, and that's if we don't sacrifice any armies trying to stop him. Okay. You'll see when you actually see Doomdark, you'll see just how big his armies are, and it's quite terrifying. Okay, we're going to move to I think we're going to move to the southeast. Or we'll move south through these woods. Okay, we've got Skrulkin here. Now, Luxor's quite strong, if I remember right. He doesn't have any troops. No, he's got no army with him. But I think we'll avoid those. I can't remember whether he can kill them or not. I think he can. Okay, night's fallen. So we didn't get very far with some of them. They have to move through this forest here, the Forest of Shadows. This is one nice thing about this. This kind of like guards the Tower of the Moon. Doesn't matter if you lose the Tower of the Moon. It's not a critical thing. It's just interesting for the for the story. Okay, so that's the end of our first turn. We hit night. Are you sure you're ready to end the day? Yes. Night has fallen and the fowl are abroad. One day has passed since the War of the Solstice began. Do you want dawn? Yes, I want dawn. Click. Okay, so that starts the new game. Now, normally what will happen is if there's any battles to be fought, they will be played out over that turn. So let's carry on. Now, you can pick up a lot of characters. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of space here. And by the way, this game does have a full screen mode. The thing is, because it was translated from, kind of a mobile game, I guess, like a mobile port, it's a little bit janky and it doesn't work very well with OBS. So I've actually decided just to record it in its original 4:3 ratio format, which works perfectly well. You don't miss anything. Rothron's going to carry on moving the way he was going. So he's going to go towards... Oh yeah, he's still hidden. We have to unhide him. You can actually automatically unhide if you want. There we go. So we're on the Plane of Blood. Now this means there's a lord in front of us, and this is a lord of the Free. So we're going to get this guy in. Here at the Keep of Blood stands Lord Blood. They've got some quite like 80s names as well. So if we approach him, this means that we'll activate him. It is dawn. So we're now Lord Blood. It is dawn and Blood is invigorated. The ice fear is very mild. Blood is utterly bold. He's carrying nothing. All right. He's also got an army. He's got no warriors, but 1,200 riders. The riders are very invigorated, so the riders don't get tired as quickly as other troops. And then here at the Keep of Blood stands Rothron, so we can see Rothron as well. And we've got 400 warriors of the free. Now, we can take these into Lord Blood's army, or we can leave more in the garrison, right? Now, it's got the maximum garrison here. The more troops that are in the garrison, the longer it will hold out against Doomdark. But honestly, on the Plane of Blood, they're kind of doomed because the attack is very, very strong. So we're going to take as many of these warriors out as we can. Okay, so let's go back to look. Now we're controlling Lord Blood. I think what we're going to do with Lord Blood is... so here we are. We're at the Keep of Blood at the moment. And you can see that we've got Rothron and Lord Blood here. We're going to head up... No, I think I'm going to go with Rothron. Let's go back to Rothron. And he's facing east. Now, Rothron, we probably want to go and activate... So over here... on the map, we want to go to the Citadel of Marraketh. This becomes under attack very quick, and I want to go and activate that Lord before he gets tied up in a battle that you can't win. So we're going to send Rothron very, very quickly over to the northeast. Now, as you can see here, in the north, there's some fresh horses here. So if you lose a horse, you can get your horse back. We've got two forts here. Now, I believe that these forts, these are about here on the map. And you can see them. These are guarded by Doomdark's armies. So this is kind of one of the entrances to Doomdark's his citadel. The Keep of Blood, I believe, is probably the furthest point that the Free have. That's kind of like Osgiliath, if you want to use the Lord of the Rings thing. So we're not going to waste any more turns moving towards it. We could go and have a look, and you'll see that those are guarded. But I think what we'll do... Yeah, we don't want to go that way, because if night falls... Yeah, so we're actually... we're a little bit close to Doomdark's armies here, and he might send them out this turn. So I think in this case, we are going to hide... We're going to hide Rothron here, so he can't be found. Okay, let's go back and find Lord Blood. So Lord Blood wants to go and get more troops in his own garrisons. So as you can see, there's a bunch of forts around here. Just see if we can find... Yeah, there's one... Yeah, those are the north again. To see what we can see. Yeah, there's one to the south. I think we're going to go and grab this, because Corleth can't pick this up. Let's use Corleth first to explore. So Corleth's going to carry on east. Let's unhide him. Yeah, if we just look in this... Oh, this is a keep in the Domain of Blood. Okay. So just click on place. Yeah, the keep's owned by Lord Blood. It's 200 warriors in there. We can't pick those up. So Corleth's going to carry on. Now we've got to Shimmeril, look. And you can see here, that is going to be the Keep of Shimmeril. We are at... we're at one of Lord Blood's forts. Now, again, there's 200 warriors. So we know that we can pick up sort of 200 or 300 warriors. I can't remember exactly how many we'll get. So we'll come back for those with Lord Blood shortly. I'm going to make the way straight for Shimmeril here. Now, Corleth might be able to kill those wolves, but I'm going to go round them. There we go. And now we've activated Lord Shimmeril by approaching him. And as you'll see, it's now daytime for him. So it's kind of... There's a bit of a weird temporal distortion in this game. Because technically, you know, Shimmeril should probably not be able to move now till next turn. It doesn't work like that. Okay, he's facing northwest. There are a couple of forts around here. What I really like about this game is it really gives you a sense of scale of a strategy game. So let's just have a look at Shimmeril first. This is the guy we've just unlocked. He's in his keep, or he's in his citadel. Corleth's also here. And you see that the Citadel of Shimmeril holds 750 warriors of the Free. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to take as many of these as we can into our own army, because once the Citadel comes under attack, we are not going to be able to defend it, I don't think. Now, any army that has troops with it can kill these roving bands quite easily, but I'm not keen to do it badly enough that I want to waste my time. I think what we'll do is first, we're going to carry on moving with Corleth. Oh, yeah, he's gone. It's night time for him now. Yeah, he's at the Citadel. So... Oh, he's found a sword. Okay, so I searched here, and he found the sword Wolfslayer. This is good. So Wolfslayer enables you to kill wolves very easily. All right. We go back to Shimmeril. I think we're going to send him out to these... Okay, I've gone north. Yeah, we probably should leave those for the Lord of Blood. Maybe I went the wrong way. Let me just... You can undo turns, by the way. So if you make a mistake, you can click on undo. You can also redo the whole turn from scratch if you want to. Let me just remind myself of the map here. Yeah, I don't think there's any forts down that way. So that's fine. We went the right way. Yeah, I'm going to leave these to Lord Blood, and I'm going to move straight... Okay, we're in a village. Now you can check your fatigue here. It's all done in text. Slightly tired. Okay. His warriors are invigorated, though. He's tired for some reason. Now we can spend a bit of time not being tired, but I think what we'll do is... Yeah, we don't want to go to the forest. Let's head north. Again, we're going to follow where Rothron's going. Okay. And there's a fort here to the north. In fact, that's to the northwest. Let's leave that for Lord Blood. Okay, Luxor's going to continue going south. Just to remind you of where he is. He's our main guy who attracts all the attention. He's going to be going to the south. So let's head to the south. We might search this while we're here. He's found the Cup of Dreams, which brings new welcome. Okay, what that does is essentially starts dawn again for you. So it kind of allows you to move quicker. You've got to be a bit careful searching. There's some nasty events in some of these as well. Okay. Now we've got over there, look, there's actually a fort. I think this is his own fort. We've missed that one. We'll come back for that. I think I'm keen to go and unlock. There we go. All right, so there is a... We're now at the domain of Guard. So we're going to find the keeper's owned by the Lord of Guard. We're going to go and grab that guy. But let's take this guy's warriors while we're at it. So we've taken 200 warriors. And that's the day over for Luxor. Now we're just going to move Morkin. Now, Morkin was moving... Where are we? We're going north. We're going to go and do a bit of investigation in some of these ruins. Got to be a bit careful. We press K in order to search. Okay, so Morkin's found the Dragon Slayer. That's going to protect him from dragons. We don't want to go into the mountains. We also want to avoid the wolves. Okay, he's now in night. So I think we must have... Yeah, okay. We've got wolves nearby. We need to hide him. Ah, he can't hide, can he? Yeah, got to be a little bit careful with Morkin. He can die if you're not careful. If he gets attacked too many times, he can die. Okay, we've got Blood. Let's move Lord Blood. Now that was south, wasn't it? Yeah, we were going to go and pick up the... Let's get these guys. So, hit R to recruit. There we go. So we've recruited 100 troops. It was originally 200. So we've taken 100 from that. Now let's go for these other ones too. We're just going to use Lord Blood just to pick up what we can here. There we go. Alright, so if we look at our army now, we've got 500 warriors and 1,200 riders. Okay, and that is it. That's all we can do for this turn. Let's go back to select. You can see that there's a little knight. Oh yeah, Blood's got actually one more move he can make. Let's move him... Let's move northeast. And we'll go and pick up this next turn. Okay, we're going to hit night. Night is fallen and the Fowler abroad. Okay, so 2 days have passed. We've not got any battle reports yet. Okay, so again, we're starting with Lord Blood. I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue moving forwards with Rothron. And Rothron is... he's not carrying anything, so it might be worth investigating. Let's just unhide him first. And then we're going to search here. He's found the Waters of Life, which fill him with vigour. Okay, that's good. That's one of the good events you can get. Now, you can see an army in the distance. I don't know if you guys can see that. So there's like an army in the distance with banners. There's another army over there as well. We're looking southeast here. So let's just check the map. And you'll see that this is actually Shimmeril that we're looking at. So we can see our own forces. If we were to have turned round, we might, and looking back west, which is kind of this way, you might see that armies are going to start pouring down now towards the Keep of Blood. So we've got to get our skates on with Rothron here. I'm going to move him forwards, and he's just going to keep going forwards to the north. Okay. And we're just going to hide him. All right. Let's move Luxor to the south. First, we found the. If we just press T, look. This is Luxor here, but here's the Lord of Guard, and it says ahead of the Citadel of Guard stands the Lord of Guard. So you could kind of see a square forwards as well. So here's the Lord of Guard. We're going to go and move into to activate him, and we're actually in the Citadel of Guard now. Let's approach him. That activates him. This guy's got 1,000 warriors and 500 riders, so he's got a lot of troops, and you really want him to, I can't remember what he's like as a general. Different generals have got different abilities. They haven't got different abilities, but they perform differently on the field, essentially. The combat is a bit of a black box. There's not a lot of information online about how the combat really works, but there is a guide that it gives you, and I'll talk about it when we come to it. But things like terrain, composition of the army, the time of day, the ice fear level is a really important one as well. So we're going to move the Lord of Guard. Now, the Lord of Guard starts looking this direction, and this is his realm here. And if we just look into the map, you'll see that he's got his own little, kind of, looks like Isengard or something, right? So it might well be Isengard. Let's go and grab as many troops as we can. Okay, so go to this keep here. We're going to hit R to recruit. Just check. Choose. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think there already weren't very many troops in here, so this one, like, you can guard this quite well if you want to defend it. You'll see here there's a fort here. Look in the distance. There's also one up this way. Yeah, we're looking east here. We actually want to be going west, don't we? Just check where we are again. Sorry. So, okay, so we are actually into this kind of range here. So we do want to go. We do want to go west. Right. I'm getting my north, south, east, and west mixed up. Oh, I see what we've done. We've actually come out the wrong way. I've gone the wrong way. Sorry, folks. I'm being really dumb. Let's keep going this way. There we are. And we're going to grab. In fact, we can just undo. See the first one I moved? I won't bother undoing it. The time pressure is strict, but it's not that strict yet. Okay, so let's go to choose. And the reason why that other one didn't have any troops there was because I'm a fool, and I'd already picked them up with Luxor there. So Luxor can still move. He's actually looking west. But yeah, the guard's gone that way. So what we'll do is we're going to go back out this direction. And we're going to go south. So we're going to be heading down this direction here. We're going to go down this way, I think. If we can. Now, we can cross the mountains too. Let's hit R to recruit. It's going to take as many troops as we can from these keeps as we move. Now, we've come to the edge of the map. This is the frozen wastes, these kind of like spiky mountains. And you can't cross those. All right. Let's move Morkin. Yeah, we've still got those wolves over there. I think what we're going to do with Morkin, he's looking north that way. He's found a dragon slayer, didn't he? Just see where we are. Yeah, we're starting to head towards the. Going through the mountains is quite slow and tiring, so we kind of want to avoid that. At the same time, I don't want to go through the wolves, so let's avoid the wolves. Oh, still there. Okay, we've got wolves here, so we're going to have to fight them. Oh no, we're not. Yeah, they might fight us. We'll see. I'm taking a bit of a risk with Morkin. You really want to guard him at the start, but you can get quite far with him if you don't. And if he dies, it's not the end of the world. Okay, let's go with Corleth next. Corleth wants to be carrying on to the east and into the forest. So let's see if we can find. Okay, where are we? I think we're in the centre here of the forest. That's southwest. We're looking back towards Shimmeril. So we want to be the opposite direction. And go southeast. Sorry. Is that right? Yeah, we want to be going northwest, so let's go that way. There we are, look. We want us to be going northeast. Okay. Today I've got my compass dizziness on. We're just going to save that. And he's going to hide. Okay, just a few more to move this turn, then we're going to end the episode. Okay, so... Shimmeril. Shimmeril is going to... Yeah, we're going to go and grab as many of these forts as we can. Yeah, I must have grabbed these with guard already. Hang on, let me just check that. Okay. Keep moving to the west, and we want to get to... we want to get Marrakith, to the Keep of Marrakith. Hold on. Ah, that was the Keep of Marrakith. Yeah, we want to get to the Citadel of Marrakith. Yeah, because at the Keep, there's nobody there. Sorry, I often do that. Hit the wrong button. Here's Blood. Okay. He's just going to recruit. So we've got another bunch of troops here. Now, I think we're going to go and... We need to... Right, what I'm going to do is... Here's the plan. Blood is going to kind of stay around this area, and he's going to keep eyes on the enemy, and he's got to be really careful doing that. He's not got enough troops with him to really stand in a battle long enough. When the battles happen, they can last days, and you do get a chance to pile more troops in, but Doomdark will also do the same. So if there's a large amount of Doomdark's troops around, you don't want to fight, because he will just divert troops over to take over whatever's near. Let's head north carefully and see what we can see. Because we are, I do want to get eyes on Doomdark's troops. I feel that we're getting a little bit close here to the mouth. Let's stand him here, and then we'll see the armies as they come round. All right, that's going to be the end of that that episode, folks. So I'm just going to hit the night button. The bloody sword of battle brings death in the domain of Wargame and of blood. Okay. So, did we get caught with Lord Blood here? No, he's not caught. So somewhere in the in the realm of blood, or in the plains of blood, there was a battle. It was probably these. I think these. I don't know if these are guarded or not, and I can't remember whether you can actually get anyone up here to actually rescue these. Either way, we will start seeing Doomdark's men coming down anyway. We can actually turn on the monsters that we've spotted as well. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the episode there. So this is a really odd game. I'm not going to lie, but it's basically it's like kind of Mount and Blade or Total War, but in first person, but it's got a very focused story, and that's why I like it, because it's not just like a weird sandbox game. It's it's very much a strategy game with win condition, and there's a couple of win conditions, but there's a very definite couple of lose conditions as well. But yeah, it kind of keeps everything focused, and you've just got this interesting thing where you've got Morkin going off on his own quest, and you've got to keep Luxor alive, and also defending this place that's down here. So yeah, we'll get into the meat of the battles, I think, in the next episode. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying this. Let me know what you think about this in the in the comments. I'm fully expecting a lot of people to be looking at this and kind of going, really? Come on, Ben. Game from 1984? No. This is a good game. This is a really, really interesting game, and I think a lot of people tend to pass off comments that games had cool ideas in the past as just misty-eyed musings, or looking through nostalgia goggles, and I just don't think that's true. I think a lot of these games had some genuinely good ideas, and they weren't constrained by the need to avoid negative Steam reviews, basically. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this right through. This is something that I can just pick up and play whenever as well. It's kind of like an easy game to play. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.